Okay, so we've got a game against a Hunter, and just to go over the Mulligan, Hunter is a little bit different than versus other decks. You generally never keep any 3 drop or anything that costs more than 3 against Hunter because aggro Hunter and hybrid Hunter are some of the worst matchups for Mech Priest. You only want to keep 1 drops and 2 drops, and sometimes you even toss Power Word Shield. It's okay, but sometimes you might even toss it just to get a better hand with just 1 and 2 drop minions. And so here I'm absolutely going to coin out Mech Warper because you really need to be able to grab the board as early as possible against Hunter, um, because the games go fast. Here he drops a King's Elic, and I breathe a sigh of relief because that absolutely shows that he's mid-range Hunter. A mid-range Hunter you actually do have a chance against. In my experience, it's been about even because they do play a little bit slower than the aggro and hybrid versions. So I go ahead and buff the Mech Warper so it can live through the trade and drop Northshire Cleric. Cleric's excellent against mid-range Hunter. It just bullies most of their early 1 and 2 drops, except for a Knife Juggler. Ares gonna kill command the Northshire Cleric, so that tells me he does not have Eagle Hornbow in hand. So I'm looking pretty good here, but yeah, things like Velen's Chosen is only good against Animal Companion. Otherwise, you just generally toss it. Going back to the Mulligan, and Shadow Word Pain is good against stuff like Leok, this Knife Juggler. Here he plays Knife Juggler and a Secret. That made it pretty obvious that this Secret is Snake Trap, but it still took me the entire turn just to figure it out. Another thing too is generally against Hunter, a rule that I like to keep in mind is that once you get below 20 health, you just want to heal your face every turn if possible, and you kind of don't really care if your minions die or not as long as your minions kill their minions. That's the general rule I try to go by, particularly when I'm facing aggro Hunter or hybrid Hunter, because almost all their minions get immediate value. So you just want to survive against them. As far as what to pick when you're playing your Discover cards, like I played Curator here, and I immediately picked Deathlord. You value top minions above all else. They are top priority when you are deciding what to pick from your Discover cards. So Deathlord without Hunter's Mark, especially since we already saw one, it's extremely difficult for Hunter to deal with. Even if they get a minion out of it, it just costs them too much just to kill the Deathlord. So I go ahead and play Deathlord here and heal my Mech Warper since I don't have any damage on myself. This is actually looking really good. He doesn't have the Savannah Highmane on curve. He plays another Secret. He's going to spend the second kill command just to get through this thing. The play here kind of reps that he's rocking Explosive Trap as the second trap, but I really I did not. I thought it could be Explosive Trap, but I wasn't absolutely sure at the time. And you can see here that I'm still not in a position to deal with Snake Trap. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop Explosive Trap here. I do lose the Deathlord. Out comes a Mad Scientist, and I go ahead and steal it with Cabal Shadow Priest. Mad Scientist is the best target that you can get with Cabal in this matchup. The next best one's probably Leok. There's not much else that's really worth stealing. Haunter Creeper's okay. But yeah, you want to take their Mad Scientist, and taking Leok's pretty good too. So he ends up equipping the Eaglehorn Bow. He does end up getting it in his hand. And he's going to flare. He draws a Web Spinner, and then he decides to play that. So but I'm so far ahead on damage. I just wanted to race him, honestly. Since I can't deal with this snake trap as long as this knife juggler's alive. Um, I'll just get blown out if I attack any of his minions. So that was my plan, to just race him and do as much damage to his face as much as possible. He gets Huffer off the Animal Companion, pretty good, but he's so far behind. He has to clear this Dr. Boom and the Cabal. But he gets an Oasis Snapjaw off the Web Spinner. Boombot does its job because off the Knife Juggler, so I feel a little better about dealing with Snake Trap, although this late in the game, it's likely not going to matter. Here, I definitely misplay here, though. I basically forgot that Snake Trap was even up, so I heal my face to proc the Shadow Boxer ability, and then I try to sacrifice the Boombot into the Snapjaw to try to finish the Hunter off. The problem is that's not very good against Snake Trap. Here I go with Clockwork Knight. That none of those are particularly what you want to see against Hunter. You really want to see like Annoyatron or Arcane Nullifier. So Snake Trap's proc, and of course the bomb hits one of the snakes, which is typical. So it's not going to matter at the end, though. But it was definitely a misplay because against Hunter, it's just way too dangerous to mess around and leave Hunter hanging around, because they can just damage you out of nowhere, and then you find yourself in a losing position and lose the game. But thankfully, I had Entomb in hand, and that got me out of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next match.